Well, yesterday we had the pleasure to spend a couple of hours on my boat. I was able to show the science team around my boat, but very specifically I was able to show them the ocean sensor that we recently installed. Today the weather isn't as great anymore. The race village is super crowded, so we decided to move our informal chat indoors, and I'm very happy to spend some more time with these brilliant scientists. Nikki, what kind of data are we actually collecting with the ocean sensor that's installed on my boat?
Yeah. So the most important observations is a measurement of the CO2 concentration in the surface ocean that allows us to compute how much carbon the ocean is taking up. We're also measuring chlorophyll, which is a measure of how much biology is there in the ocean, how many algae and how much they're growing, and they're also sucking up carbon along the way. Then we measure temperature, salinity, we're also measuring atmospheric pressure and also the location of the boat.
Nikki earlier on explained what kind of data we collect. Why is this data so critical to understand our climate?
So as we said, the ocean absorbs vast amounts of CO2 and a big fraction of it actually enters the ocean through the Southern Ocean, which is a very cold and very windy place. For many reasons, including logistical reasons, this is also the region where we have fewest high-quality measurements. In that sense, your journey and those of your colleagues will also help increasing the knowledge and increasing the database of high-quality measurements.
Thomas, how are you going to integrate this newly collected data into the models, and will this data help to improve the quality of the predictions?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, it's really crucial to have this data on this high spatial and temporal resolution. So first what we do is actually to produce maps on a high temporal and spatial resolution, which allows us to see where actually the carbon and also the heat goes into the ocean. And with these maps, we can then constrain our numerical models, which we use in our groups to predict future climate change and actually hope that we can actually better than predict future climate change.
Danièle, what would you describe as the polar elements in this project?
Well, surely the fact that the ultimate aim of the campaign is the Vendée Globe and the Southern Ocean is a central element that catches our polar imagination as a group here. The Southern Ocean is very closely connected to the Antarctic, and the cold water masses there, of course, have a global impact, but this was what originally caught our attention. However, it's well known, of course, that the oceans are intrinsically interconnected globally, and therefore, even when you actually do a race like the Route du Rhum, it actually collects extremely valuable data, even for polar scientists.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking your precious time to come to Saint-Malo, visit us here at the race start ahead of the Route du Rhum. We had a fantastic day yesterday on the boat. I was able to show you around, show you the ocean sensor, but most importantly, we were able to turn on the sensor, which was fantastic. Today we had a very informative chat together. I learned loads, and I'm very excited looking into the future that we're able to collect this data and help the science community to further understand this issue.